against both McDavid and Draisaitl. What's going down tonight?
Yeah, I mean, two of the best, obviously, in the world. Very different players, but always tough. They're always looking for each other. Just do your best to take away time and space, make it hard on them. But they're the best players in the world for a reason. They're going to get their looks. So just try and limit the number of them.
And with those different styles, I guess, how much is similar about trying to defend the two of them, and how much is unique to the challenge they present individually?
They're actually they're complete opposites. I mean, Connor's going to be off the rush, uses speed. Draisaitl's more, uses strength down low, find guys open. So kind of two different games, but both equally dangerous.
Benny, what's kind of the mood in this dressing room right now, coming off that California trip?
Yeah, no, we're excited. Got some good momentum out there in California. Looking to bring that back here and keep things rolling at home.
How much is just being together for a week straight like that on the road? What does that do for the locker room, I guess?
Yeah, a lot, especially where we are. We don't get a lot of long road trips, so to have one like that where you're together for a week and really just get to bond and be together, it's really important for a team, especially a young one like ours and with a lot of new pieces to get together like that. It's always good.
What differences have you noticed in the team game over the last, I think you've won 4 out of 5 here, then obviously it was a little bit of a rut before that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's coming together. It's always a work in progress. I wouldn't say we got it nailed down by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's coming along.
And you guys reached the halfway point tonight. I mean, all things considered, pretty satisfied with where you guys are at, you think? Or?
Yeah, I would say so. Obviously, we had a great, first, say, 25 games, and then had a dip there, which is normal for a season, the ups and downs of a regular season. So hoping to take what we learned from that dip and kind of build going forward here and take off down the back half.
What did you learn from the dip?
Just that we have to stick together defensively. We're not, we can score, but we were giving up 4 or 5 goals a game, which is not a recipe for success. No team, no matter how good they are, if you're giving up 4 and 5 a night, you're making it really tough on your offense. So being tight defensively, being a good defensive team, I think that's what we learned through that stretch. That's the only way to have success in this league.
What about the penalty kill lately, Ben? What's been the key to that? You guys are on a good roll right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors. Getting solid goaltending is a huge part of it. Guys having good structure that Boogie puts in for us and just executing on that plan. So it's a combination of things: goalie, structure, and guys being willing to get in lanes and get in front of shots. That's honestly what it comes down to.
How sustainable is it from your vantage point?
Well, what has it been? Nine games without a goal.
Right now,
so I mean, I think that's a pretty good stretch. I don't know how sustainable that is, but there might be the odd one that gets a good bounce. But we'll look to keep it going as long as we can.
For yourself individually, what's the biggest difference between this year and last year for you?
I don't know that there's a huge difference for me. I think, being comfortable in your surroundings, the team has improved too. I don't know that there's one thing that I would say is different. Maybe I focus on a couple different things going into games, whether it be having a good gap defensively or a good stick or playing a little more physical. Just kind of growing with the team, I think.
Yeah, what kind of a difference has it made having Jeff with you? You had some familiarity from your days in Montreal. Has it made much of a difference that way, or is it just you being here in the second year that you talk about familiarity?
Yeah, no, definitely comfortable with Jeff. We played a long time in Montreal together, and I think we just read off each other well. We're both kind of predictable with what we're trying to do. I know how he moves the puck and how he likes to skate, and I think he knows the same with me. So we're just comfortable together.
You guys are lost. No Helene here.
I know.
It's sad.
Jake Wallman skated.
Jake Wallman, yeah, he's good to go. Yeah, just a little under the weather. Woke up feeling much better today, so he's good to go.
Ben, he talked about some of the things he's seen from the penalty kills of late. What good habits have you been seeing the last few games?
Details, good rotations. Again, we've had some practice time, 5-on-5. We've also been able to detail out our special teams. And again, I just think it's the volume with the penalty kill. We've done a good job of taking 1 or 2 a game. That'll be our goal again tonight. We take 3 or 4 tonight, we're going to be in trouble.
Rick, have you noticed anything in his game specifically from last season to this season?
Much more assertive. Benny's been great. I've gotten that question a lot of late because most people are noticing. Hard to play against. He's heavy. He's getting his defensive stops. Simple, predictable with his game, and the eye test is there. The underlying numbers are there. Been a really good player for us.
Costin, how far away is he?
He's close. Like to get him in this weekend. I think our lineup could use him. So he's in a true day-to-day now. Again, he's got an upper body that it has its ups and downs with how he's feeling. Basically what happens is a player like that gets so exhausted with Jay Verity beating him in the ground post-practice, they're begging for a game. And we're getting close to that.
Rick, you kind of mentioned it yesterday. I mean, how important is that type of physicality, just what he brings to the line?
Just the way the game is played this time of year, it's the reality of it. And we've lacked that. And again, we've really like our group. We can score up and down the lineup. We create some matchup issues for a lot of teams and deep pairings. But we just would like a little. He would just complement our group. So yes, it's a big part. Hope to have him here soon.
What have you thought of how conference looked between Kane and DeBrincat?
Good, very good. It's been pretty seamless. Obviously, we had a stretch there where Larkin was centering those two, and it was really good. But we lacked some depth and chemistry in the other 9 forward spots. So I just think it's helped balance our line, and our 4-1 stretch here has been exactly that time when we made that switch. So he's good, and those are unique players. They like high offense in the O zone. They want to do some things and some chemistry in the rush. Not an easy assignment. It is, and it's not. And I think he's done very well with it.
When you look at DeBrincat, like how he's generating chances over the entire first half,
yes.
How does it compare to production? Like production goes like this. Has been like how
he deserves more. You're right, and you can see. That's probably why you're asked. You can see him around it. It feels like every game he's hitting a crossbar when he's not finishing, and that's a really good sign for us. Offensive guy like that getting looks. So he's been getting those looks, and that's a positive for us.
You guys had sluggish starts in Tampa too. When you saw Edmonton had that sluggish start at the start of the year, are you kind of like, all right, well, they'll come out of it?
Yeah, I was pretty confident when you see the group that they would come out of it, and they certainly have. I think this is their second 8-game winning streak. That is extremely hard to do in this league. For them to do it twice within a half a season, pretty impressive. Obviously, a pretty good team.
What do you notice when you're playing a team that's on a winning streak like that? That's they're
confident. Even the other night, they just looked very comfortable in a really tight game. Watching the game back, Chicago actually checked them very well, but 2 odd man situations to the 2 wrong players, and those were the 2 goals. But the thing that I think people that know Edmonton is they're a relentless forecheck team. They're not just those 2 players. They're actually a very deep group up front. It was actually pretty impressive to watch them back and scouting them.
You just mentioned the halfway point. Can you just assess your team at the halfway point?
Yeah, it's probably right on par, maybe a little ahead of where you people, so-called experts, had us. But the way we've gotten there has been, unique. We've had 2 5-1 stretches. We're in the midst of a 4-1 stretch, and obviously we had that really tough stretch in December there. So we'd like to be a little more consistent with our game and trend up. It's going to be a tough slate here. We're just going through a part of our schedule where we're just going through some top teams in the league. Starting tonight, obviously, LA, Toronto, Carolina, Florida. Really exciting test for our group here in the next 10 days or so.
I know you loved being asked about the American Thanksgiving and in the playoff race or not, but do you feel a little more like you can read into that a little bit more at the halfway point of the season or coming up?
I think it's hard to do in our division, in our conference. I mean, you look, Literally, I know you're gonna sound crazy. I don't look at standings often. Just simply, that'll take care of itself if we take care of our game and our process. But I looked the other day and it was, I mean, literally not 2 or 3, literally 6 to 8 teams within 2 points. So, and good teams. I think this one's gonna take a while to sort itself out. And our goal is to be in there. I think it's very valuable to play meaningful games. We played meaningful games last year up till the deadline, and I thought it grew our group. So we need to keep playing some meaningful games.
This is a weird question, sorry, but at the Joe, there used to be the standings, like, and we could see it. It was like up on the wall. Like, where is it here? Do you have that here?
No,
Like,
we don't. I think today's day and age of, there's some teams in the Joe that you don't really need the standings. You probably knew Detroit was going to be at the top of them. Yeah, I think today's guys are so wired. I mean, today's social media, I mean, everything's right in front of you. So I think you can do that internally in different ways. I know some teams do segments. We do some segments internally and things like that. So again, I just think it's about playing the right way. You know, you go through. We're in a 5-game segment. We're 4-1. We're very comfortable with our game, and when we went through that 3-1, 1-4 stretch there, I think you can feel where your game's at too. So yeah, we don't have that.
How often do you look at him, Derek? Once a week?
Not
Or
often.
just really?
Usually after a couple wins in a row. I'm that guy where if that December stretch, and this is no exaggeration, I never, because it gets you a little down. I never looked at it. 3 in a row on the West Coast, I peaked.
What's it take to start reading Ted?
So where do you go?
What's it take to start reading Ted?
No, our media here, I've given up on it. I've done trying mind games everywhere, and then we've lost. You saw how rattled I was with no Helene here today. The whole group was rattled. All right, thanks, guys.